A killer assassin who impersonated a police officer to gain access and trust.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Lee Roger Wolfgram, and I am a storyteller.
Welcome to the bunker. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Colonel channel. And the new news in downtown Minneapolis is Vance Belter, a killer assassin who impersonated a police officer to gain access and trust. And that's what brings us to this video today. This is another example of someone attempting to impersonate a police officer, but I don't think people ever would have understood how absolutely terrifying this can be until this happened with Belter. And with that said, let's just jump into the video.
Police say someone came to that door of Senator John Hoffman's home in Champlin and identified themselves as law enforcement. They had what looked like a law enforcement vehicle in the driveway of that home, knocked on the door, and announced himself as law enforcement wearing some kind of tactical gear, what looked like a utility belt that a police officer would wear. So we learned through this complaint that he announced himself as a police officer before entering that house and shooting two victims who we now understand to be Senator John Hoffman and his wife, Yvette.
That's when the manhunt was on, soon after, taking 43 hours before they finally caught up to him.
And just on that note, this is the largest manhunt in Minnesota history.
A second residence of Belter's.
Actually found some tactical gear. Officers in the surrounding area near that house, they found a ballistic vest, a disassembled firearm, a mask, and a gold police-style badge, which we heard the Brooklyn Park police chief say early on in this investigation. That badge, it looked like a law enforcement badge.
Not only that, but the vehicle he was driving looked like a law enforcement vehicle. And when officers went to check the first time at one of these locations, they saw the police vehicle there and they assumed it was another police car that had got the call. So he even faked out the police. Very, very scary stuff.
Which is kind of at the center of all of this impersonation.
There was what appeared to be a police car with the lights flashing and what appeared to be a police officer wearing a police uniform and a mask in this case.
On October 8, 2024, officers stopped a man suspected of impersonating a police officer.
How are we doing today?
Doing good, man. Trying to get ready for the storm.
I understand. You got your driver's license, registration, insurance?
Yes, sir.
What kind of car? Oh, yeah.
I just got back today. I love you guys. My wife's in Vegas trying to get ready for the hurricane.
I'm not sure, it just dawned on me, I'm not sure if I've ever heard of a hurricane in Vegas.
All right, good, but real quick, right now you guys right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in court of law.
Yeah, there's something on the side there. I can't see what it is.
Well, I can't see anything, for sure.
Looks like I see a siren control.
You want to say these rights I've explained to you.
Yes, sir.
By having these rights in mind, we should talk to you.
Sure.
What happened earlier
What do you mean?
with the black pickup truck that you were pulling over at the library?
I have no idea what you're talking.
It's on video, so that's what I want to know.
So I just got my truck back. I had my guys drive my truck. So I have no idea before. So 100% honest.
When did you get your truck from?
Oh, got the truck back on the 24th. Got the license back this morning.
So I want to say something real quickly about investigative techniques. So the officer you heard say it was on camera. Well, if it's on camera, that is going to eliminate the defense that he currently has and that is has anyone positively identified him? There's probable cause because it's registered to him. He was driving it to make an arrest. But for them to be able to prove it, they're going to need somebody that identifies him in the vehicle. And that's just the defense guy coming out. If they don't have him in the vehicle, they're not going to likely get a conviction from a jury. However, if there really is a camera, that'll answer that question. But keep this in mind, officers can lie to you. There may not be a video. It is not illegal for the police to try to elicit information from you by lying to you. Just a word so you know. It would probably be better to just get counsel. But if you're going to try to go it alone, at least there's a defense so far.
I've got guys that work for me, and that's why I have to get my hardship license. Hell no. I do flooring for a living.
So this happened maybe 20 minutes ago, so not the 24th.
I know who it was.
You know who it was?
I didn't say that.
Well, you just did.
Yes, sir. So I have one of the guys right now. But so what happened?
Someone driving the truck.
One of the guys that works for me.
Well, who's the guy?
What happened?
So here's why you see. So if he would have just invoked his right to remain silent, they would have had probable cause. They would have taken him into custody. But that's all they would have had. When we go through this back and forth questioning part here, it makes him seem less credible. So when it comes to a jury, his credibility is going to be at issue if they don't have a positive identification. So I would have just left it. They've got whatever evidence they've got. When they stop you, you're providing information, unless it's a defense. I don't know if they've got the probable cause that does any good. Let your lawyer get the evidence they already have and go from there. Right now, whether they have a camera or don't have a camera is the real question.
Well, if you're claiming somebody else was driving the truck, okay.
No,
they
I
can explain
know
it
who's
to you.
driving.
Okay.
Sir.
During the toll, yes?
Sir.
Okay. So we're going to be honest, or we're going to play games on that?
No.
Okay, so who was driving the truck?
The guy that works for me was driving my truck. So I'm sorry. And I'll pay his fine.
You'll pay his fine? So
What happened?
what is being looked into is a felony crime.
What do you do?
So this officer can explain that better. But do you have a siren installed in your vehicle?
Sir?
So where your vehicle frequently makes Facebook for somebody?
See, here's credibility going down. So he's saying there is no siren installed on the vehicle. All right. So if he's honest, there'd be no siren installed in the vehicle, right? But if there is a siren installed in the vehicle, where's his credibility with the jury?
And it hitting a siren. Officers have talked to you before about your vehicle having a siren.
And me personally experiencing you
Yes, sir.
with a siren, and also
Yes, sir.
Which would also be evidence introduced to the jury to show this is something that is your habit.
explaining to you that if you
Yes.
use a siren and somebody pulls over, it's a crime.
100%.
And you said that you don't have one and you would never do that.
Yes, sir. 100%.
And somehow we are here because somebody said that they pulled over when you activated a siren behind them.
And I can see what looks like a siren controller, a PA type speaker type system. And I know a lot of those come pre-equipped with a siren on them.
Understood.
So whoever this guy is that's working for you might not want to take his fine because no, you might not want to take his fine because this is a criminal.
How many times your truck and people
No,
will get your
I
license.
know. I
plate
don't
for
hide.
it.
I live right here.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But
I'm not trying
this is
to
a frequent thing with your vehicle. When I heard this call, I instantly knew the vehicle that they were talking about based on the description of the vehicle.
Sorry, bro.
So who was driving the truck?
There's a guy that works for me. Yeah, we're good. Good.
We're not, though. Like, that's not how this works. By your actions and your demeanor right now, it tells me it was you driving the vehicle.
It's not, sorry.
Well, keep in mind the jury's going to watch this. What's your belief? Do you believe him or do you not believe him by his behavior? Because ultimately there's going to be a witness, whether or not there's video. If the witness says it's him and he's saying it's not, how do you think his credibility is doing so far?
100%. I guarantee. I I promise you, 100%. I lost my license with that, and I'm like, nope, no go. My wife's 23 years of marriage, still mad at me right now. You have no idea.
So
You
where
get
were
that.
you just driving?
And my warehouse,
From your warehouse, where's that at?
17.
17th Street?
Yeah.
And
Los?
is that where you picked up the truck at?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is that where you picked it up from the guy that works for you?
Yes, sir.
How'd you get to the warehouse?
My friend Ed, who drives me.
So your friend gave you a ride over there?
Yes, sir. But I waited. I got my license.
Yeah, no, that's not the issue.
Oh my gosh, I'm so trying to be so good and so right. You have no idea. And
So,
I know you
and
guys have other stuff.
How
to
long
do.
ago did you go to this warehouse? Like, how long ago did you come from there?
I was there like 4 times. I was there at 4:30 this morning, 5:30, 7:30.
And the first time that you drove your truck today was when you picked it up about 20 minutes ago from your friend that works 30 minutes ago with your friend down at your warehouse. That was the first time you started driving this thing.
Yeah. Because I waited. I just got my license today. And I'm like, oh, thank God.
Who was driving it down on our QC in East Orlando?
Who's my partner?
Same guy or different guy?
You okay with me taking a look at the box inside the truck?
Yeah.
Siren box?
Yeah. Hey, listen. It is there.
Well, I thought it was not there. You just told them earlier it wasn't there.
But there's no mic. It's cut off. I cut the cable.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a mic. It's as long as you have a siren on there and it produces a sound.
Oh my gosh.
Anything?
Hey!
You want to be honest here, or you want to keep like that?
No, be honest. Like, I'm not an asshole. I'm a good guy.
So the
Maybe.
issue is
So-
that somebody is saying that this truck pulled them over today. You are the person stopped with the vehicle. You are being very deceptive with who was in the vehicle. You just keep saying somebody who works with you, but you won't give any information. This is a felony crime.
I get that. And I hate
This
that.
isn't just a little misdemeanor. This isn't a traffic ticket. This is
sir.
a big deal because if people start, if this continues
I'll
happening,
rip that shit out right now.
that's not the issue. The issue is that this has happened. He just talked to the driver of the other vehicle that pulled over for whoever was driving this vehicle.
That's sad.
This isn't the first time that people have complained that this vehicle has been behind them and activated a siren to pull them over, and as soon as they're out of the way, it goes speeding past them.
I need my, any place on arrest for impersonating law enforcement officer in the state of Florida.
Do that. Guys.
What you're explaining to me and your deception is telling me otherwise.
I'm not.
You've already lied to me saying that it doesn't work.
I did not.
Inventory card?
Okay, so do you think any of that conversation with the cops helped? Or do you think just if he would have shut his mouth, that would have helped from a juror's standpoint? See what I'm talking about?
Please.
Gotcha.
Can you guys really, like, treat me like a good dude? I'm a good dude. All I did all day was help family and friends get shit and get ready
Okay,
for the hurricane.
but would a good
And
dude
I let
drive
one
around?
guy drive my truck.
But you're being very deceptive. Give us that guy's information and we can talk to him about it. And then you're not the suspect. Right now, because of your deception, you are the suspect. Because you keep saying, oh, it's this other guy, but you won't give that other guy's information.
I get what you're saying.
No.
Yes,
No
sir.
problem.
Yes, sir.
No
No, please. Like, I'm not an asshole.
I never said you were.
No,
You're just being very dishonest.
no, sir, I'm not.
Have a seat for me, please.
Yes, sir. How do you want?
Wherever makes you feel comfortable.
Listen, I love you guys, I appreciate you guys, I respect you guys, and I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for this. And
Yeah. Please, just, yeah. Please. My wife is in Vegas right now.
Preparing for a hurricane.
Tell Tucker when until they're done with their inventory.
Everything he's doing and what he's saying is he's trying to be deceptive.
Yeah. And like, so this isn't the first time. That's how when I read the call notes, I instantly was able to figure out.
That's not going to help.
Oh, my part. I haven't looked.
Oh, it's a guy. Okay, well, this is
I'll take care of the fine.
No, it's not
Take care
worth
of the fine.
it. We're not playing this game.
Keys are still in it.
Do you have any other road going?
You know, if it's one thing if you're using it for like car shows and like stuff like that, but
I'll rip it up right now.
oh, we're past that point.
Okay, so the reason why this is so relevant is because of Vance Luther Belter. Let me just tell you a little bit about how the police vehicle was used. Video surveillance footage from the exterior of the residence showed a Ford SUV with police-style lights parked in the driveway of the residence. It also showed a man later identified as defendant Vance Luther Belter wearing a mask, a blue shirt, and a police-style tactical vest with a badge and a yellow-gripped gun approached the front door with a flashlight. Defendant knocked on the door, announced himself as a police officer before entering the house and shooting victims 3 and 4. Well, there's a lot more to this case, and because it's a local case right here, I'm sure I'm going to make more videos about that. But this is why you should just shut your mouth when you're being questioned by the police. I don't think any of that helped him. And you can see why this is going to get a lot of attention moving forward. So until the next time, from the Wolfgram Worldwide Headquarters, downtown Minneapolis, Wolf 6 out here.